Hey everybody, we've got the Aqua Night LED aquarium light A029 with touch dimming control. I've got a few of these. So this is what the outside of the box looks like. This is how it looks when you open it up. I did pull this one out already and I tested it out, but everything's packed in there nicely when you get it. It's got a couple different brackets. The instructions are here telling you how to put it together and how to turn it on and all that other good stuff. But yeah, it's packaged very nicely. The screws normally come in like a little Ziploc bag. Again, I tested that one, so I pulled it out. It's got some foam schmutz on it too. But yeah, it's nice. You've got the run through on the cord, so you can run it through a hole, or if you've got anything tricky going on with your tank. Let's take a look at how it fits on some tanks, because I've got a few of them, so I'm going to show you how they fit on all my different tanks so you can get an idea. So this is an old school 20 gallon. I picked it up. One of my friends gave it to me, or has let me borrow it. He had this thing in high school, so I'm guessing it's probably 25, maybe 30 years old. So he had it up in his attic. He's like, hey, you want a tank? And of course I said yes, because I had problems. Right now I'm just holding some trash guppies and some other stuff in here, so it's all hanging out nicely. But just to kind of show you, I put the full extension, so this is as long as it gets, and it does screw into your old school tank, sits pretty nicely, but this is with that's as far as the long gets. Pull out my Johnson here, and that's about 12 inches is how deep this tank is. Millimeters, I don't know, mate. You may want to Google it, like I've got to Google everything you guys do when you talk about liters and millimeters. But yeah, so you got about 12 inches on that for the full extension. So, I mean, if you were 24 inches deep, you'd be centered. So yeah, I'm going to go through the functionality and everything. I just wanted to show how it fits. So this is, it does screw into an old school tank. And it goes way out there. I'm going to show on the other ones how it normally sits. So this is the FLUVAL SPEC. 2.5 gallon, 10 liter tank. They talk about this wonderful LED. It's basically in the lid, they've got a strip of white lights. Great. So that's how it sits. On this tank, I would take a little saw or a Dremel and I'd cut a slot, because of the way the filters are sitting. It's button up against here. Otherwise, it fits perfect. But yeah, I would cut a little slot in there. In fact, it's too bad that they didn't do something. But hey, yeah, it is what it is. Next up is a LifeGaurd. I want to say this is a 5 gallon tank. Don't know the model number on it. I got this one, it wasn't in a box, I think, or maybe I but sits on there nice. Their filtration is not as big on this one, so it's a little bit off to the left. I don't have it butted up against there. It's centered up nicely. What I would do on this one, because you just go just slightly past the edge, not a big deal. Actually, kind of cool the way it casts the light. If you did something right up front here, but you can see it just comes a little bit past. I would, unless you're nuts and you got time on your hand, I would leave it alone. If you are nuts, I would basically, because what happens is right here on that bracket, you see, it bumps into the arm. So if you cut this back a few inches, then it would slide down, and you'd have a little bit more space. But man, it's nice. If you've got like a little 10, how many inches is this guy? 'Cause you may be getting a nano cube or something. So from the back to the front, this one is that 7 3/4? Yeah. So if you had an 8-inch depth tank, it's 8 from the back of the glass. So basically 8 inches. If you had anything a little over 8, and again, it's not that bad. I mean, you really don't even get, you can see on the Johnson there, you're not getting any light. It's not shooting down. So actually this pretty much fits perfect. I'd leave it alone. Yeah, it looks cool. Looks really nice. Okay, I'm going to go over the functions in a second. So hang on, everybody. Next tank, and I really like these tanks. This is the MARINELAND Portrait 5-gallon. It comes with a little flip light. That flip light isn't bad. I talk about it in another video I had. I like that little light. The only problem I have with that little light is it's a strip of white LED, which is kind of it doesn't really have any function. You know, it's a light. It's nice. It'll get you through, but if you want to start getting into plants, which obviously you can see I have, I've got some angel hair down there. I've got some, you know, got all sorts of different little things growing in my dragonstone. You need a little more light. Now I'll show you what I normally do with these tanks, because I don't actually have these on my tanks because I've got so many tanks. But let's go over the functions of this here. And this one fits perfectly. Something else that I did, just to see, because why not? I had a bunch of them, and you may be wondering it yourself, is I put the extension bracket between the other two. Maybe not a bad idea, just so you don't lose it if you're a guy that throws out the boxes. So I put it in between. It didn't make any difference as far as rigidity. Didn't make any difference really at all. But still pretty cool. I think you might, if you unscrewed these, you might actually be able to cheat. No, it's still hitting there, so no. It's not going to make it. Well, hold on. I'll get back to you. Something you're going to want to look into is if you unscrewed these, you left this there, you could probably, because this is your lower bracket, could you push it down? No, because it's still going to hit that one. Never mind. All right. You could probably mess around with this. I'm talking about this is on that LifeGaurd. And again, that LifeGuard's not that bad. And just so you know, I'm just going to give a quick, the reason why I'm not doing any changes to these or doing any, you know, little snips and snappets, I use one big light that I actually run because I have two of these MARINELANDs, so they're the same height. So I normally run one long light over all these tanks because it's less lights. So, you know, if you're doing the standalone, if you've got 5 tanks or whatever, then start doing the long strips, save yourself some, you know, what have you. But most people with nanos only have 1 nano. I have a problem. So let's go over functionality on this guy. So here's what's pretty cool about this. So you've got plus, minus. So to turn it off and on, you hit these buttons at the same time, and it turns the light off completely. Okay, so then you hit plus, minus at the same time, and it turns it on. Pretty neat. There is a little fan, and it's running. I don't hear it. You hear it? It's really quiet. It's a nice little fan. But so you've got, that's just straight white, and then you just so now you've got white and blue. Can't really tell from my phone here, but whoa, let's hocus focus here. Come on. All right. So anyhow, there we go. You can change up your spectrums by pushing the plus, and there's directions on how to do it. But basically, you've got blues and whites on this one, so you can, you know, make your stuff look a little different. Changes up the look. Yeah, let's turn the lights off. Let's see how that works. I also picked up a Haiger tank. Wow. I did a video on this one, or most of a video on this one. Golly, what a nice tank. We'll talk about that at some other point in time. Keep an eye out, because that thing is neat. All right, so let's play with the light here. It's the first time I've really done this. Okay, so that's blue, and that's tagging me through the blues. But yeah, so as you can see, you can change it up. Let me turn off these guys. Off. Come on. I did also check if you unplug it, it will turn back on where it was at, where it got unplugged. So if you want to run it on a timer or something, you could do that. This is a blue-white I've got. Not into full blue yet. Man, my focus is terrible. There we go. Maybe if I turn it this way, it's better. Okay. So, you know, you can see, hey, I got a shrimp out. There's one of my orange realies. Man, oh man, this phone is just not happy today. Got an orange really shrimp out. Those guys have been hiding in the grass a lot on me lately. It's probably wondering what the heck is going on. So, you know, as you can see, you can change up. And then this actually goes, now you're in full blue. The Dragonstone I have actually has some quartz in it, so it lights up pretty nice under the night light. But, you know, you got a bazillion different adjustments you can do if you want it really bright. You could spend some time on it and really dial in your colors and see what you liked better. Again, I'm playing with it right now just by pressing the plus and the minus button that you can't see right now because we're standing in the dark. But neat light. I like it. For under $100, you really can't go wrong. That long stretch light is like $150. So yeah, you know, again, I've got all these tanks. I run this guy plugged in. I run that guy by himself, and he sits between here really nicely. So that's how I'm running these tanks. So that's why I'm basically these are going to go to some friends and whatnot. But I had a good opportunity on them. I bought them along with this this Higer tank, which sneak preview. I'm probably going to get a different light for that one too. I don't know. It's an okay light, but this tank is just really neat. It's the Higer HG906. I got a box opening video done of it, and I will give a little more of a review. I just want to get through some stuff because it's quiet in my house right now, and I figured you guys would like to have something to look at. So again, that was the Spec FLUVAL Spec 2.6 gallon 10 liter, the MARINELAND Portrait 5 gallon. Yeah, and that 5 gallon's nice. It's got rounded corners. It's a very nice tank. My opinion on the FLUVAL, it's okay. It's not a bad tank. It's not as nice as this because the corners have the guards. Well, this is one solid piece. This is a bonded piece. The LifeGaurd, I've never seen these tanks before. I've never seen a LifeGaurd tank before, but nice tank. But again, this is how it sits on there. And then again, the MARINELAND Portrait 5 gallon, which good tank. I think this light looks really sharp on it. You know, it's a nice looking light. If I had a third one, I may end up putting one of these on there, but it does look really sharp on there. So that's what's going on. Thanks for stopping by. Again, this was the Aqua Night LED aquarium light A029er. Ayo, 29er. Good stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Don't forget to like me or do whatever the heck. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. I just like to share videos and send this stuff to my friends too. So hopefully, if you're not my friend, you're digging this. And bubble, everybody. Hope you're all well. If you need a video or if you got, I don't know, try questioning me, but if you have any questions on what these lights can be done, what can be done with them as far as is there adjustment or something, or if you got a question, I got a bunch of them. So feel free, I can always come down and mess around. Bubble, everybody. Look at that shrimp. Come on, where is he? There he is. Look at that guy. It's an orange really. And I got my guppy fry swimming around. it's a happy little low-stress tank till those guppies get big. But, golly, why is that shrimp not coming in focus? There he is. Hey, buddy. So, yeah, I think I've got about 8 shrimp in this tank, and they all hide in this grass. The grass is cool, though, because it's growing up around the bubble, the sponge. So, but yeah, I got like a nice little valley. I could talk about this tank for another 45 minutes. I'm going to let you go. Stay safe, everybody. Be well. Don't forget to wash your hands.